What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John, and welcome back to Gearbox. So today I've got a video for you that unfortunately is not the most fun video to make, but we're gonna make it anyway. Now, obviously, title, thumbnail, you know the drill. What I want to talk about today is the state of the union, if you will, of the market of trucks. Now, especially if you live here in the United States, or I guess this is really only a US of A type of conversation, maybe elsewhere in the world, but I don't keep up with international economies, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to speak to America. But as we all know, in the States, things are not the cheapest that they have ever been, and trucks are definitely a high item on that list as far as inflation and just the overall kind of international economy affecting the US economy for production and purchase of said trucks. Now, I think this is a massive issue for a lot of reasons, and you know, these reasons also expand outside of just trucks. We can talk cars, we can talk SUVs, we can talk going to the damn grocery store. But you know, at the end of the day, with any of these issues, it's really becoming a massive strain on the consumer, being me and you. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, in relation to the truck market, trucks used to be the working man's vehicle, right? You know, trucks come out, farmers get them, blue collar folk get them. It wasn't necessarily a luxury type vehicle. It was more so a utilitarian vehicle to get the job done, whatever that job may be. And because of this, trucks were initially designed with that in mind, right? Being affordable to the working man, so the working man could afford not only to purchase the truck, but maintain and drive that thing until the wheels fell off, while still being able to do what trucks are designed to do. Now, it is no surprise to anyone that the mission of trucks has changed significantly, and I am in no position to argue otherwise. I'm sitting here in a beautiful Raptor. Yeah, sure, it has its little blue collar, off-roady, whatever mentality, but it is a pavement princess, and it tows every once in a while. But you know, we're not throwing Milwaukee tools in the back of this thing to go to the construction site or anything like that. It has become a glorified SUV, kind of grocery getter type of deal, and I'm at peace with that. But what I think the main issue is, outside of world economics, is the fact that manufacturers have made it that way. We've, you know, strayed from the worker's man truck, and yes, they still exist in a single cab with an 8-foot bed, but the majority of trucks, or at least the trucks that people would buy nowadays, is more to the general consumer of luxury and creature comforts and all of that type of stuff. And that's reason number one why these truck prices have skyrocketed significantly. Obviously, the more that you add, the more shit that you want in your vehicle, being a truck, the more it's going to cost. Now, couple that with this little tiny term I like to call inflation, things have become a massive pain in the ass. I haven't done any like super recent market research, let's call it, but trucks that used to be 15, 20 grand are now 45 to 50 grand. You then start getting up into the trim levels and up into the creature comforts, and you're sitting at around 60 to 70 grand. And then of course you go up to your higher trims and you get to the 80, 90, even $100,000 mark for a truck. Now, I will say this. Of course, the increase in technology, or at least sophistication within vehicles as a whole, has also gone up, right? We're not just driving, you know, 5-speed manual transmissions with a standard AM, FM radio. We've got CarPlay, we've got cameras, we've got a whole bunch of stuff, which is great. And yes, that's going to drive the price up. But when you start talking about, number one, inflation, and number two, tariffs, because contrary to popular belief, guys, just because Ford is an American truck doesn't mean that it's all made in America or whatever, whether it's minor parts on a truck, whether it's major parts on a truck, whether it's manufacturing of said parts or whether it is assembly. There are a lot of different variables that go into these trucks not being made in America and therefore being affected by tariffs. All of this considered, trucks have gotten out of control expensive. Now keep in mind, typically when we're talking about the manufacturing process or whatever, we're talking about new vehicles, but this still applies to used vehicles as well. Of course, every vehicle that you buy new is going to take quite a hit on depreciation the second you drive it off the lot. And so now you're finding, like this truck, for example, you're finding a $90,000 sticker truck for $74,000 used. But the fact that a used truck, granted, high trim level, creature comforts, whatever, the fact that a used truck is $74,000 is pretty stupid. Like, I'm just gonna say that. Now, quick, monologue here. My wife and I were looking at building a new F-150 at the time, and I essentially decided, let's go for a model year older, and let's get a higher trim level because they're the same damn price. That's how we ended up in a Raptor, if you haven't seen my previous videos. But regardless, it is still an astronomical number to just conceptualize that you are spending over $70,000 and in some cases even more on a truck. That is wildly different than the spirit of what trucks were designed for in the first place, and that's a problem. Now let's also keep in mind, when you buy a car, truck, SUV, whatever, side-by-side, four-wheeler, it's not just the purchase price that we're worried about necessarily. It might be the first thing you worry about. You also need to worry about maintenance, okay? And I don't give a shit how reliable of a car or truck you think you bought, you still have to maintain it. You have to do oil changes, you have to do timing belts, you have to do tires, suspension, whatever, over a certain interval of time. And those things cost money as well. The maintenance on trucks, especially when you start talking about the amount of oil these things take, or coolant, or whatever, even just the belts and the bolts that go into the damn truck to make it go bang are more expensive. And so you're not only paying more monthly or whatever on your truck payment, you're paying more for maintenance. And so you're kind of getting a little bit of double jeopardy here, for lack of a better term. And once again, this all needs to be considered when you're buying a truck. You can't just look at the sticker price and say, oh, well, I can afford that, but I can't afford shit for maintenance. Otherwise, your investment is going to depreciate extremely quicker than what you expect it to because maintenance is king. Please do not test this out yourself. I promise you that would be quite literally a ticking time bomb, but maintenance is more expensive. Just maintaining standard maintenance. Like, we're not even talking crazy maintenance things or aftermarket or whatever. Standard maintenance is more expensive, and that is also a problem. Now, another point that I would be completely remiss in my duties in this conversation to not mention is gas prices. Now, if you've watched any of my videos in the past about this truck or trucks in general, you know that you should not necessarily be driving a truck because you think it's a Prius. If you do that, probably check yourself into a hospital, get checked out, probably have something wrong, because trucks are not fuel efficient vehicles, like, period. That's just, those two things, truck and fuel efficiency, positive fuel efficiency, should not be in the same sentence. However, when the gas prices in South Carolina are nearly $5 a gallon for 89 or 93, let alone you go into those other states, let's call it, New York, California, Oregon, blah, 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 blah. I think you know where I'm going with that. Gas is like $7 a gallon. And when you're filling up a tank of 28 gallons and you drive this sumbitch to empty and you can only fill up, let's call it, half of that tank based on the $100 minimum they put on these damn pumps for whatever reason, it just drains your bank account. Now, some of you probably don't do as much driving as I do. For whatever reason, I do a lot of driving, but it's another thing to consider. If you can't, number one, if you can't afford the truck, don't buy the truck, right? If you can't afford the maintenance, let's maybe, think twice about buying the truck. And especially if you can't even afford to be a road going truck owner, you want to use the truck. You don't want to buy the truck and then have it sit and drive your wife's Camry or something because you're worried about the gas prices. If you're calculating, oh no, I'm losing X amount of money driving this truck, let's not do it right now. And I guess that gets me to the conclusion of this whole spiel, is the fact that I love owning a truck. I would say I do more with my truck than most truck people do with their truck, if that makes any sense at all. But there's a time and a place to buy things, and it's not at the height of the market. I think right now we are on a crazy bubble, especially here in the South. Obviously, everyone loves trucks, but nationwide, there's an issue with all vehicles, but I think trucks take especially a big hit just because of the utility of them, right? Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you currently have a truck and you're thinking about selling it, I would think twice. If you don't have a truck and you're thinking about buying a truck, I would probably wait. Unless you can't wait, then do your frickin' research. Please, please, please. Do not put yourself in a position where you financially jeopardize yourself or your family or whatever. This will come to an end. Now, I don't think trucks are gonna drop down to 20 grand ever again, but it's like the housing market, 2008. It's like all these things, right? It's an ebb and a flow, ebb and a flow. And so just be cognizant of that. And it sucks because these auto manufacturers who are building trucks, they kind of have to, keep their word and produce what they want to produce, but their sales numbers are going to go down because of this. And that's just inherently what happens over time. And so as much as I love to make impulse purchases and just, I want this, and so let's go get that come hell or high water, I would show some restraint. It will come back. I do not know when that timing is. I don't have a magic 8-ball, but wait, or at least do your research and make sure you're not getting bent over the barrel with a financial decision that you're upside down in and you hate your life because trucks are expensive. So I will leave you with that. Hopefully that gives you a good idea on the general state of the union, once again, of the truck market. If you have any questions or whatever, be vocal in the comments. I love these types of conversations. I hate them, but I love them. But let's talk about it. Let's see if it makes sense, and if it doesn't make sense, let's talk about why. If you like this video and found it helpful or informative or whatever adjective you want to throw out there, give this video a big fat thumbs up. And as always, if you want to see some more content from the wonderful Gearbox, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. Until next time, peace.